Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the council meeting for Wednesday, April the 24th. And I'll call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is our land acknowledgement. We are gathering on lands that have been home to First Nations people from time immemorial. We acknowledge that what we now call Richmond Hill is on the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and the Mississauga and Chippewa nations of the Williams Treaty. We also recognize that we are on a part of the traditional territories of the Haudenosaunee and the Huron-Wendat. We would also like to acknowledge all First Nation, Inuit, and Métis people from across North America, also known as Turtle Island, who now reside in the city of Richmond Hill. We are committed to rebuilding constructive and cooperative relationships. So at this time, if I could, I'll ask you to stand, if you can, for the national anthem. Okay, thank you very much. We don't have anybody registered, I believe, for the public forum. The next item on the agenda is council announcements. Councillor Silvitz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good morning to everybody in chambers and watching us online. I just wanted to wish all our Jewish residents and neighbors a happy Passover, Chag Pesach Sameach. Today is the second day of Passover, and very meaningful every year, but in particular this year as well, even more so. So I just want to wish everybody a happy Passover, and may we all see peace in our time again. On a personal note, this is a message to William Nylander. Please lace up tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And I have Councillor Tree.
Good, thank you, Mr. Chair. Through Mr. Chair to all the audience. Last weekend, we organized the Green Up and Clean Up events in Ward 4. I'll say thank you for all the volunteers, the students, also our some senior join us as well. Cleaning up to 20 parks in the Ward 4. I'll say thank you so much for your support and help. And this weekend, Saturday night, we're going to hosting a cardiac vascular education sessions for blood-related diseases, for example, the tumors and also the strokes, etc. We invited Dr. Chan from your Alexander Mackenzie Health System and to have a presentation. This meeting will last for 2 hours. Will be on online meeting as well. So I hope if you have time, please let me know. And we need a license basically, and there are 100 seats available. So please let me know if you're interested. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councillor. Anybody else? Okay, seeing none. I just a couple quick things. First of all, I'd like to say how impressed and proud I am to know that we have so many people out there in our community right now doing the clean up, green up thing. And I thank a number of members of council who have really gone above and beyond to help to organize that, and also the various groups in the community. I've certainly been involved in a number of them up to this point. And I got to tell you, it's really cool to see that many people out there taking responsibility for the cleanliness of our community. And I just think that really speaks to how much pride Richmond Hill residents have in their community. I don't know about all your mothers, but when we had a clean house when I was a kid growing up, and the first person to drop anything on the floor was in big trouble. So if that's the case, I would also ask to us to be very careful about keeping it clean now that it is clean, and hopefully we can do that going forward. The other thing I want to echo what Councillor Silovitz said. I really do, especially at this time in our history, want to wish all Jewish members of our community a happy Passover. This is truly a really wonderful celebration that is absolutely steeped in meaning, probably more so this year in the times that we're in than other years. So I wish all of our members of our community happy Passover. And Hug Pesach Sameach. Is that right, Councillor? Okay, I've been practicing that. So thank you very much, and happy Passover to everybody. All right, so having said that, the next item is introduction of emergency or time-sensitive matters. Okay, seeing none, we need a motion to adopt the agenda. Regional Local Councillor DiPaolo, Councillor Thompson. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed, that carries unanimously. Disclosures of pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof. Seeing none, Mr. Clerk. Adoption of previous council minutes. We have one council meeting held on April the 10th. So I need a motion, Councillor Silovitz and Councillor Davidson. All those in favor? Opposed, that carries. And so we have an agenda before us that actually, I think pretty much the whole thing could be adopted on consent if that's the will of council. We also have a closed session item to deal with. I've certainly read the report, as I'm sure everybody else has. I don't think there's a ton to talk about on that, and we could not go into closed session if that's unless there's questions or comments or anything that are around that. I'm here seeing nodding heads to agree that we don't need to go into closed. Okay, so we can, I need a motion then to adopt the items. So Regional Local Councillor Chan, Regional Local Councillor DiPaolo. So that would mean that everything up until the bylaws could be passed on consent. Mr. Clerk?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd actually suggest, if it's council's will, because all the items are going on consent, you could actually do the bylaws on consent as well.
Okay, well, that's really efficient. Okay, so we can do that then. So everything up until, what about the closed session part though?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We'll take it that you've consented not to go in closed session, but just for public disclosure reasons, when we get to that section on the agenda, I propose to put the open session recommendation on the screen. Okay,
so we have a motion before us. Do we have a seconder for that? Yeah, we do. Right. Okay, so all those in favor? Opposed? That carries unanimously. So we don't have public hearings. We don't have presentations. We don't have delegations. So the next item on the agenda then would be the closed session report. So we have a public motion, a public recommendation that we'll be voting on. So Regional Local Councillor DiPaolo will move it. I need a seconder for that. Okay, Councillor Tree. So all those in favor? Gotcha. I was just on a roll there, so. Okay. All right. So all those in favor?
Can I have questions?
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, Councillor. Go ahead.
Thank you. If I read that recommendation here. I remember there are two temporary officers. The contract will be ending very soon.
Okay, hang on a sec. Is this something that we need to go into closed session for?
So I would suggest if the question is a generic question about process, then we don't.
Right.
If we're going to, if a member of council does want to speak about individuals, then we would have to go into close.
Okay.
That would be the
And we
recommendation.
could, I mean, that is an option. Do you want to ask that question in closed
Yeah,
session?
let me ask a question first. Let's determine if that's going to be a private
Sure.
or, yeah. So I'm just questioning about the existing two officers. I read the documents here is their contract will be finished. So from a process perspective, when the contract finish, are we going to renew it or it's just done? We have a new hiring here.
Okay. Commissioner?
Through you, Mr. Chair. So the answer is yes and no. So one of the current officers, hearing officers, did not reapply. So his won't be renewed. The other officer did reapply and his would be renewed.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That's
Okay,
my question.
no problem. All right, so we're okay for discussion? All right, all those in favor? Opposed? That carries unanimously. Okay, skipping on to the end. I think we just need a motion to adjourn at this time. Oh, all right, bylaw to confirm the proceedings. So Regional Local Councillor DiPaolo, Councillor Tree, all those in favor? Opposed? That carries unanimously. And now a motion to adjourn. Councillor Silovitz, you look like you might want to adjourn, okay? And Councillor Thompson, all those in favor? Opposed? That carries unanimously. Thank you very much, everybody.